welcome to the Deep Dive. Great to have you with us. Today, we're doing, well, a deep dive into something I think a lot of gamers get excited about, Steam sales. If you've ever looked at your Steam library and thought, man, I wish I could afford that, this is definitely for you. Our sources are showing this is a huge opportunity, like potentially saving up to 80% on games you love. Our goal today is to give you the inside track, make you feel like an expert on this whole thing.
Absolutely. And it really is more than just, simple discounts. Think of it almost like a huge festival for gamers. That's kind of the vibe. We're going to unpack how these sales work, why they're structured the way they are, and importantly, how you can make the most of them, especially if you're listening from somewhere like Bangladesh. We'll touch on how purchasing works there, too. Some real practical tips coming up.
Okay, let's start peeling back the layers then. A lot of folks probably hear Steam sale and just think, okay, cheap games, maybe a bit of a frenzy, but it sounds like there's more structure to it. What exactly is a Steam sale fundamentally?
Yeah, fundamentally, it's a set time when the Steam platform, Valve's platform, just slashes prices on thousands and thousands of games. But it's not just one big event all the time. There's a whole range. You've got the really big ones, the seasonal sales, summer, winter, spring, autumn. Those are the headliners. Then you have like publisher weeks where one company discounts its stuff, or franchise sales for a specific series, and even smaller things like weekend deals pop up regularly. So lots of different types.
And when you say slashes prices, you mean seriously big cuts, right?
Right.
The numbers we saw were pretty wild.
Oh, absolutely. We're not talking pocket change here. Like, our sources consistently point to examples like GTA V going for, say, 70% off, Resident Evil Village, often seen at 60% off during sales. You might see whole franchises like Assassin's Creed discounted up to 75%. Even newer hits like Elden Ring, they've been getting solid 30% or 40% discounts. And something like the Forza Horizon series, you often see 50%, maybe 60% off. So, yeah, significant drops.
Wow. Those are genuinely eye-popping numbers. Okay, so the savings are clear. But let's dig a bit deeper. Why should our listeners really care beyond just getting a cheap game? What's the bigger picture here? What else do they get when they buy during a sale?
That's such a key point. It's really about the whole package, not just the initial price. First off, you're getting the original legitimate game, no messing around with dodgy keys or anything. And crucially, you get lifetime access. It's yours to play pretty much forever on your account. Which actually brings up an interesting side point about what digital ownership even means, but yeah, you keep access. Plus, this unlocks all the online stuff, multiplayer, leaderboards, whatever the game offers. Essential for many titles today. And you get future updates automatically. Any patches, DLC that the developers release, mod support, it's all included. That can massively extend a game's life. Oh, and there's a safety net too. Steam's refund policy. If you play for less than 2 hours and just don't like it, you can usually get your money back.
Right, that refund option is definitely good peace of mind, especially buying digital. Okay, let's talk practicalities. How do you actually buy these games, especially thinking about listeners maybe in places like Bangladesh? Is it complicated?
Actually, no, it's surprisingly straightforward according to our sources. You basically need 3 things. First, a Steam account that's free to set up. Second, a way to pay. An international debit or credit card works directly on Steam. Or you can use a Steam Wallet gift card. Think of it like loading credit onto your account. And third, well, you need an internet connection to download the games, obviously.
Okay, but what about that payment part? What if someone in Bangladesh, for instance, doesn't have an international card? Are they stuck?
No, not at all. There's a really good workaround mentioned. You can actually buy those Steam Wallet gift cards online using local services, things like bKash or Nagad, which are super popular mobile financial services there. So you use bKash or Nagad to buy the gift card code online, redeem it on Steam, and bam, you've got funds in your wallet. Makes it very accessible.
That's great to know. Makes it much easier. Okay, so we know what they are, why they're cool, how to buy. But the big one, when? When do these massive sales actually happen? Timing seems critical.
Timing is absolutely key, yes. You want to catch the big waves. So our research points to 4 main anchor sales each year. Think of these as the major holidays for game deals. You've got the spring sale, usually landing somewhere in late March. Then the summer sale, often the biggest and longest. That's typically late June and early July. After that, the autumn sale pops up in late November, kind of around Black Friday time. And finally, the winter sale covers the holiday period mid-December through early January. So those are the big 4 to watch for. But remember, there are always smaller sales happening too. Midweek madness, publisher sales, flash deals. It pays to keep an eye out generally.
Right, so 4 big predictable moments to plan for. It's almost like gaming tax season, but fun. Knowing these timings, what are some strategies? Any pro tips from the sources on how to really maximize savings and not just buy impulsively?
Definitely some good strategies mentioned. It's not just about knowing when, but how to shop. First big tip, use the Steam wish list. Seriously, put any game you're even slightly interested in on there. Steam automatically emails you when something on your list goes on sale. It does the tracking for you, which is brilliant. Second tip requires a bit of patience. Maybe don't buy everything on day one of a big sale. Sometimes you might see slightly deeper discounts or cool bundles appear later in the sale period. Towards the end, we actually found a story where someone waited, missed a game for ages, then finally snagged it for like 80% off by holding out for the winter sale finale. Patience paid off.
Ah, so play the long game sometimes.
Yeah.
Interesting. Any other tactics?
Yeah, a couple more. Always check the regional pricing. Sometimes for specific regions like Bangladesh, the base price or the sale price might actually be lower than in, say, the US or Europe. Worth checking if it applies. And finally, look out for bundles and collections. Publishers often group games together, maybe a whole series or a themed pack. Buying the bundle is often way cheaper than getting each game individually. It's a great way to bulk up your library fast.
That's some really solid advice. Using the wish list, being patient, checking regional prices, looking for bundles, makes a lot of sense. So whether you're already deep into PC gaming or just curious, it sounds like Steam sales are just this incredible source of value. Hopefully everyone listening now feels a bit more clued in about what they are, why they happen, how to buy, when to look, and how to shop smart. Definitely seems like a good time to explore Steam and maybe, thoughtfully build up that game collection.
Absolutely. And, this whole discussion about sales and lifetime access, it really makes you think, doesn't it? It raises this broader question. In this digital age, what does it even mean to truly own a game anymore? Especially when you factor in things like perpetual licenses, constant updates, and how these massive cyclical sales might be reshaping the entire value proposition and maybe even the future economics of gaming itself. Something to ponder.